Hello, I'm Allison Coe. I'm a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner in Portland, Oregon. If you don't know what quantum healing hypnosis is, please check out my video, What is Quantum Healing Hypnosis? Thanks for joining me here today. I want to preface this video with letting you know that just because we describe the early portion of quantum healing hypnosis as past life regression, that isn't exactly always true. So we use this past life as a deepening gateway to get to the higher self, to answer questions that the client is arrived with. So what we call the past life can also be a parallel life. It can be the past in this life. It can be a life out of time. It can be a future life. Basically, we have no idea where the higher self is going to take the client during each session. So we have to be patient and we have to just observe on our end and find out what's going on. So just keep that in mind when I'm taking you through these two sessions. Now, these sessions started with June 1st. A gentleman comes into my session, and let's see. So the past life that the higher self shows him is one where he feels like he's disembodied. He's moving and observing as spirit rather than a carbon-based life form. He's on an Earth-like planet that's evolving and getting ready to support life. So he's witnessing all this stuff. He calls himself a tender of the planet. So he's tending to the planet as it's evolving, and it doesn't even have any advanced life forms on it. And he is a bit bored. Not the client, but the being that he is. He's a bit bored on that planet. So he's asking for more interactions through different life forms. And I advance him through time on the planet. And he sees the desert as well as some lush greenery. And he says he's preparing the planet to hold life, to hold advanced life. And he's doing this by encouraging the biology to be healthy. So, and how do you encourage biology to be healthy? He sends intent to the biology. And this was a beautiful imagery. He says he sends the intent in front of him with his mind, and he sees it going over the forest and sees it spreading like a forest fire would spread. And so that was beautiful to know that that's how he was encouraging life. So I advance him again into another important day, because that's what we're doing during these lives that we're being shown. We advance them to important days. So I advance him again, and he's visibly shaking and shaken, and he's very emotional, and he's weeping, and I ask him what he sees, and he sees that there's children. The children have arrived on the planet. And I said, well, what are you feeling right now? Because I can't tell if this is what type of feeling he's having. I just know he's very emotional, and he's weeping, and he describes his emotions as happiness and fulfillment. He said he felt like he had been waiting an eternity for them to arrive. An eternity for these children to arrive. This is what he's been waiting for. This is what he's been tending this planet for. It's for this moment, and it's finally here. And he says he gets to greet them and show them around. And I said, well, how did they get there? How did these kids get there? And he says they just showed up. I said, okay, so it wasn't like a spaceship that brought them. Well, how did they get there? No, he says they just showed up, and they're all so excited, and he feels like a proud parent. So then it shows him teaching the children about this planet and their gifts, their psychic gifts. They have supernatural powers here. And so he's showing them how to use their powers and what those are. He said the first power is there's no sickness. No sickness. You can speak without words, telepathy. You can have teleportation, you have levitation, and telekinesis. So the privileges, he's teaching them about the privileges to living on this new world. And he wants them to experience this and enjoy this life. And he's looking around at the meadows and the open spaces, and he says that now there's like buildings up. You know, there's buildings up around the meadow and in some of the trees. And I asked him, is that okay? You know, are they doing the right thing? And he says that he is elated that they are using the materials around them. He's so proud. He's so happy. So there's not just children there. There are adults there too. And but he noticed the children first. So he feels like the adults, like they came from Earth. He's starting to put two and two together. It feels like they came from Earth. They seem relieved. And these adults have the same supernatural gifts as the children, which is very cool. They're just not as excited about them, he says. For some reason, I don't know why. But I told him, hey, that's how adults are, right? They're way less excited about things than kids are. So, I guess they came over, because he's telling me this, they came over to the new Earth. This is a new Earth, he calls it. They came over to this new Earth to start a new civilization and a construct that's built on love. And he wants them to use their supernatural powers to continue to explore relationships, because there seems to be a lot of free time over there. So this is what they have to do. Explore their relationships and explore what love looks like. Explore what it's like to live in love rather than what it's like to live in fear. Just imagine that for a moment. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Imagine what it would be like to not have to fear anything. To wake up in the morning and have your whole day ahead of you. Not have to think about money, not have to think about food, not have to think about water, not have to think about a boss or somebody hurting you in any way. Not have to think about hurting others accidentally. Not have to think about your environment hurting you. You're fully supported. Can you imagine what that would feel like? So that's what they're explaining here. They want them to live in love and not in fear. He wants them to love the planet. So this is the tender talking to these people. They're there and they need to love the planet. They need to learn what it lives like to live in love and not fear. They need to learn what it's like to love the plants. The plants and the whole earth deserve this love. And if they even look with love, love on a plant, it gives them help. And they can do that with their fellow humans or animals. So when they look at something, when they gaze at something, and they have love in their heart, and they see the beauty of that thing, it actually helps that. It helps it grow. It helps it expand in its own light. So very important steps for over there. Probably important for over here too, I would imagine. I tend to look with the eyes of love at as much as I can. I try to be conscious of that. Sometimes, no, I'm not. But I try. That's all we can do is try and keep getting better and better. Okay, so then I advance him in time. Again, to another important day in the life that we're watching. And what does he see? He sees the next wave of people arrive. And these people look wounded, like they've been through battle. Some of them are bleeding. Some of them are sick. Some seem like they've escaped accidents or war. They're here now, and they're being healed and loved and tended to. They weren't ready to come until they were finally ready to give up the old waves of violence and fear. So that's why they were the second wave. The first wave was like, yep, see ya. I don't want any of that stuff anymore. I'm ready to elevate, ascend, move on, get rid of the fear. I'm ready to live in love. And the second wave was when that first wave left, they were like, what? Wait, what? I wasn't ready to go. I don't know about that stuff. I'm scared and I'm worried, and this could happen and that could happen, and this is the devil I know, not the devil I don't know. So They weren't ready to come until they were finally ready to give up all the old ways of violence and fear. And they are now experiencing a hospital type scenario. That's what this client is witnessing. So who's tending to them? The first wave of people is tending to them, and they're going to teach them about the abilities and privileges of this new planet. So the powers of this planet belong to everybody. They belong to the second wave too. This is everybody's planet. This is everybody's home. That's what he keeps saying. This is their home. It was for them specifically. It is their home. So they have the same powers here. So I then advance him to when everybody is healed. I said, okay, take me to when everybody's fully healed, and let's see what life is like then. So the second wave is fully healed. So now he says, everybody's healed, yes, but there's a tendency by a few people to fall back into the old patterns of the world, the hierarchy, the control, and they even wanting to build monuments rather than to the old world, rather than to let everything be the way it is. And so there are those who are actually constantly having to remind those people to not fall into the patterns, but to let love rule. So it's a sticky situation, just a little touchy for a little bit. And then we advance them again, and it gets, he said it gets even more beautiful, this new earth. So it's just beautiful, and there's much more diversity there and social interactions everywhere. There are 2 or 3 people who had to be removed, actually, as they had old earth ideals. So those people that we were worried about, that we saw trying to have hierarchy and control, yeah, they're gone. So we'll find out later where they went, but for now they're gone. Okay, so if you want to age, you age without sickness. There are no hospitals because people don't get sick. There's just temples and places to come and recenter. So you're recentering, you're getting realigned, basically. That's your goal, is to always stay in alignment. So the bodies are fit and healthy. This is what he's seeing. Plants are willingly give food to sustain human life. You want an avocado the size of a football? Sure, here you go. You want a kiwi? Here's 5. Be my guest. You want some raspberries? I just happen to have all these raspberries growing. Pow! Can you imagine? So I mean, this is heaven to me. Okay, so that's what he's saying, that you're talking to the plants. They're willingly giving you food to sustain human life. That's beautiful. There are no animals being harvested. Nope, that's an old earth ideal. Sorry, yeah, we don't do that here. Because humans aren't the hierarchy over here. Remember that. Humans aren't the hierarchy. They're cooperative with all of the beings. So it's all free time where they're creating amazing music and celebrations of music. And artists paint all day and create all day. The oceans can even be lived in, and they don't seem so separate from the dry land. Like, it's not a whole different ecosystem. It's just a natural segue upon the earth. So it's something very beautiful. So what you do all day is there's rest and recentering. It's very clean, happy, and loving. The planet can sustain life and growth, so reproduction is fine there. So let's see, I have him actually go and talk to a couple people that came on the first wave. I say, find a couple people who came on the first wave. Go ask them what they experienced. Because guess what? A lot of us are going to be part of the first wave. So I'm trying to get as much information as possible. What did they experience? Okay, so I asked them, what do they remember about their trip to the new earth? And they said it was something they had been dreaming and dreaming about, and one morning they woke up in their dream. So they saw it clearer and clearer and clearer until they woke up there. And he said that everyone saw it beforehand and ended up there. So a lot of us have an ideal of what the new earth is, have an idea of what things need to happen there. Empathy, love, compassion, cooperation, eating plants rather than animals, getting energy from light, seeing everything as one. So that people are seeing it clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer until they wake up there. Okay, so then I asked him, can you go talk to somebody who came on the second wave? What was their experience like? So it was quite a bit different. They said that when the first wave left, the majority of the light and the love on the planet, on the old Earth, seemed to leave. And it was thrown into more darkness and confusion, animosity and fear, all the bad stuff. So, but it was the memory of what was lost that brought them to the new Earth. So they had to actually think about the people who left and think about the ideals that they had. Think about what the words that they said and how they changed their lives and what they did. That's how they got to the new Earth, the second wave. They're like, oh, this isn't working for us. I see that now. I want to do what they did. Okay, so that was the last that we did with that person's life review, if you will. And then we go to, I called forth the higher self, and this is what the higher self says. The higher self chose to show him that lifetime because that is a focus of several spirits from the new Earth. So several spirits from the new Earth have that focus. And some of the spirits, though, they wanted to experience the crossover. So they wanted to actually, experience what it would be like to be a human and see the shift. Okay, so they wanted to, they described it like this. They wanted to walk across the bridge. Now, remember that term, the bridge. Walking across the bridge or moving along the bridge. That actually is woven through both of these sessions. And I've heard it used several times, and I've said it myself several times before I heard it described within these sessions. So bridge is important. Okay. So this person wanted to experience both things. They wanted to experience the new Earth, and they wanted to experience it from a human level and the kind of spirit level. So he's here to experience the shift in the new Earth. So humans are imagining, so this is still the higher self talking. Humans are imagining the new Earth and dreaming about it. The new Earth is calling them home. It's calling us home. Because we knew heading into this life that was our final destination. That was our destination. This was just a stopping point. This Earth, which I do love, absolutely, was just a stopping point. That new Earth was our home. That's why a lot of us never felt too comfortable here. So it's calling us to make the journey. Our home, it's calling us to make the journey. So it says, allow the vision, the aspects of home, to permeate your life in any way possible. So like I said, empathy, compassion, love, oneness, plant-based diets if you can. All of these things that we see as being part of the new Earth, allow those to permeate your life here, now, in any way possible. Just try it out. Allow the love, the empathy from the new world to grow in your heart here. Begin to live with the consciousness of the planet itself, animals and humans. Live with empathy and let go of fear. It's all free will. It's up to you to make the change, create the new world in your heart, and walk there. There are some people who are already there in their hearts and physically. And the children show up first because their hearts are already there. Some are there before they even make the journey. So you have to be a vibrational match. So internally you have to be a vibrational match to the new Earth. And then the physical manifestation of it happens. So go inside and align yourself with the ideals of the new Earth. Have them permeate this life. That's what they said, permeate this life. So there will be no one left behind. but everyone has the choice of where they want to live. So here goes. The 3 individuals that were taken away because the people protected the resonance of the new world. So they said, you're out of here. We're keeping this world clean and a high vibe world. So they went to be retrained to really see from the inside out rather than the outside in. Now that's how so they weren't a vibrational match to the new earth. Maybe they were for a little while, that's how they got there, but then their vibration started to change back to the old earth. So they were no longer a vibrational match to the new earth. You have to be a vibrational match on the inside. That's the same with anything. Basic law of attraction. You have to be a vibrational match to what you want before it appears. That new car, that lover, that anything, that 20 pounds lighter, anything, that new job, you have to be a vibrational match to it before it appears. So align yourself with the feelings of what it feels like to have it. Dream it into being. That's what we're doing with the new earth. Same thing. So there are, let's see, this individual, he channels music. He's bringing, this music that he's channeling means he's bringing the 5th dimension into the 3rd dimension. And they were saying he should do it as often as he can. And there are other people all over the world doing this with their art, with storytelling, with books, with music. They're doing this all over the world. And those who channel energy also are anchoring the 5th dimension here. And it quickens the process. It calls it to us. So this will happen in around 6 months, it said, but it's up to you, your resonance, not up to the calendar. So this was in June, so that would make it, December-ish. Okay, there can be an opening sooner as people channel more 5D energy, and it will call it to us quicker. So please share, it said, please, this higher self is speaking, please share this information. Please share it. We have to get everybody on the same page. Please share it so it spreads. It's this individual's calling to also share it. And they want him to take quantum healing hypnosis training so that he can help more people across the bridge in this world. So it helps more people on a vibrational level in the 3D. So it said that this QHHT can also be used in the new world because the 5th dimension isn't the highest dimension. So QHHT and other energy modalities and energy therapies will exist in the 5th dimension as well. Specifically those that touch and relax and those that allow contacts with spirit. That is my dog slurping up a bunch of water. Sorry. So in these days, those who aspire to be doctors and lawyers, now they're talking about in the New Earth days, those that aspire to be doctors and lawyers will throw out their diplomas. They'll throw them out the window and aspire to help people through energy and connecting with love. So parenting is very different in the 5th dimension. You don't parent, you teach one another and help them be careful. You respect them. There's no busyness and running to and fro, none of that. So it said that once he's over there, he can call to the loved ones left behind on the old earth. In fact, he will have more influence as he can reach them during the dream state. He can call them home. Some loved ones are already there. So some people have passed on purpose just so they can play a role from that side and call us to the new earth. So they're acting as spirit guides and they're coming into our dreams. So they wanted us, the higher self wanted us to know that really the entire new world and the entire new earth is a construct of the heart. Anything beyond and outside your heart will quickly fade and not be important. So if you're looking to focus on the new world and bring it into your life, if you're looking to be a vibrational match and bring it into your life, focus on anything and everything that comes from your heart. Let everything else go as quickly as possible. Let it go. It's no longer important. It will not serve you in getting you there. So pretty important information. So the next session was with a man who showed up on, halfway through the month of June, and from hundreds of miles away. So where does he go during the life review, the past life session portion? He goes to an Earth-like planet. He's watching and observing the early stages of evolution. He describes himself as visiting and checking in. He doesn't have a carbon-based body. So he's explaining that I'm asking him, how does the Earth evolve? What are the stages? Like, how does that happen? And he says that each stage of evolution is brought about by a beam of light that holds the inspiration for the new life. And it happens very fast. So it says he said the planet's ready. It attracts the beam of light. It's a flash. And it sparkles and it bubbles and things start to happen. And he called it a laser that inseminates the planet, or like a laser with a dream. So he's bearing witness to these stages of evolution, and this is what happened. It all starts with this flash. So at first the evolution goes from desert to green slime or lichen, then to reptiles and dinosaurs, and each flash or beam of light ushers in the next stage. So I advance him in time, and he sees small cities, looks like people in the Middle East. There are people all over the world by this point. They've switched from hunting and gathering to being organized. And we advance him again, and he's very visibly shaken. He's very emotional. He said he's witnessing modern day times, but witnessing it on a grand scale. So not on the human individual scale. So can you imagine how, what a punch that would pack to actually be a witness to all that's going on in the earth, all at the same time. So anyway, so it really threw him for a loop. He was very, very upset about it. And so he described it as unbearable at times. So we leave that scene, and I advanced him again, and he went to a very lush place with lots of trees, and it was seemingly kind of overgrown vegetation. He felt much lighter than he did where he just was. So he said there's people there, and they're content, they're happy, they're not in any hurry. And I asked him, can you go talk to them? See what they're doing there, how they got there. And here's what they explained to him: that they don't have to worry about food or water. They can just hang out. They can visit. They can be peaceful. They can zip around instantaneously. Does it sound familiar to you guys? They can project themselves. But then this person starts explaining that he witnessed the shift. So the person that my client's talking to in this session is saying, yes, and I witnessed the shift. And all of these people that are there witnessed the shift. And there's this feeling of pain and heartbreak that it had to happen that way. So there was a lot of potential with humans, but with free will, people chose the old world, and we can't help that. We can't, we can try to help that, but it's an individual choice, of course. So some people chose that they couldn't participate in that any longer, and they left. So those are the people that arrived. So the Earth experienced the flash that happened, the same evolutionary flash that happened, and people wanting to evolve, move on, and choosing that meant that people left instantaneously. So they left Earth instantaneously because they made a choice. But when that happened, there was a lot of grieving and loss and the hope that it could have been much better. And that's from the people from the new Earth. They're grieving the people who didn't leave. It's not necessarily the people from the old Earth. No, it's the people from the new Earth. They miss their loved ones. They miss people. And they're grieving the loss of them. So I thought that was really, really, interesting, And those people who are on the new Earth, it's hard for them to go over right away, to go back right away. if they wanted to help people. So then I advance him in time again, and he says that we're to the point where whatever we want to happen and imagine will be. So instant manifestation. It's more of a light and energy existence rather than he called it a meat suit existence, so not a carbon-based existence. We meet each other and meld and blend in these light bodies. The planet is less of a carbon-based biological planet than an energetic light-based place. So that's what it is now, this dimension that we're in. Not a lot of time has passed between when the shift happened and this new kind of form that we're in. So if you choose, you can go back to the heavy and distasteful planet, but no one would choose to go there. So no one's choosing that. We can send energy and light there. Hopefully people on the old earth feel the presence and decide to do something differently. Only lower vibration beings are being born there now. So high vibration people are able to visit the old earth and act as guardians if they want, sticking around to be a path or a light bridge for folks. That's what they say, light bridge. So another bridge term. So when they're in that role, they're in a light energetic form. They can no longer be in a physical form. So when they're going back to the new earth, no, they can't go. They can't go in a body anymore. They can't do that. It's too dense. It's too yucky for them. So they go as energy. They go as light. So that's why they come over as in the dreams, or they come over as a spirit guide. And there are people who are doing that now for us who are over here. Okay, so they have to withdraw. So any individuals who are still there, they can get out. It's still free will to get out. If they want to get out, they have to withdraw their focus from the junk in the external, refocus on light and a different reality. It starts with a dream of something different. They can use meditation and focused attention. They will dream the new earth into being. It's not only a dream, but it can happen. So another session, totally different session, totally different person, separated by hundreds of miles, weeks. They're saying the same terminology. We can dream it into being, where we create a light bridge. Crickets. It's pretty interesting when it all ties in like that. Okay, so we leave the life there, and I call forth the higher self. And the higher self tells them that they tell them a lot of personal information, but this is what they have to say about the new earth. So they tell them that loved ones and pets can go with people if the person shifting is aware enough to grab them. We can grab and pull them along, any loved ones, but you have to stay present. So it'll be a feeling when it happens. When this flash happens, we'll be able to feel it in our system, but we have to be present to feel it in order to help others along. So in that presence, we have to be able to expand our love to include others, or to envision it all happening at once. Like, I'm grabbing all of you, come along. So if people are aware, but not quite aware enough, when you include them in the light space, in your own light space, you create a bridge. You create a bridge, or enough energy for them to come at that time, or at least a path is present for them to come at a later time when they choose. So you're giving them a connection to the new earth through your love. That's what we're doing. We're giving them a connection, a pathway, a bridge to the new earth through our love for them. So we must strengthen our love connections. This is a higher self talking. We must strengthen our love connections. We must focus on them. We need to create a bigger love net to pull more people along. Creating a net to see how many fish we can grab up and pull along with us. We have to soak. So it's a soaking moments in love creates a net. So anytime you're spending with loved ones, focus your attention, soak those moments in love, be present, be aware of the temporariness of it all, be aware of the beauty of it all, soak those moments in love, and that creates a net. So we become fishers of men, pets, and people with a love net. We will not give an exact date for this. This is the higher self talking. We won't give an exact date for this. We want to keep you guessing, so there's more immediacy. Immediacy will keep us more focused in the now. That's what they have to say. So dangling that carrot so we stay present. Okay, it's kind of working. So they want us to turn off distractions, create space with others. This is a big year for the earth, they say. There is a trifecta of events. First, the light energy is coming. The old energy is dissolving and leaving. The split is going to happen. So they just told us. They told us they wouldn't tell us, and now they just told us it's going to be within the year. So the split will happen. Stay focused. Stay present. Don't get distracted. Don't listen to half-truths. Shine your bright light. Break your dimmer switch. All of us have a dimmer switch. We dim ourselves down to make others comfortable or to seem normal. No, break your dimmer switch. That is done. That is done. Turn it on. Turn on the love light. So that's what they have to say. A lot of things tie in together. We have to show up. We have to love people. We have to permeate this earth with these higher ideals. We have to soak moments in love. So we still have work to do. Let's not rest on our laurels. There is still plenty of work to do. Be present, be aware, focus your attention, dream the earth into being, channel those energies, hold them here, anchor them here. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you write, do it, please, 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 please. You're calling it into being. You're quickening this shift. All right. So if you are interested in having a quantum healing hypnosis session to find out more, I am in Portland. The sessions have to be face-to-face. So if you're in my area or you're willing to travel, give me a call. Come check out my website, www.soulfocus-hypnosis.com. I'll put a link down below. Also, if you're not in my area and you're interested in quantum healing hypnosis, I will put 2 links below for how to look up, how to find practitioners in your area. There are amazing practitioners all over the world, and somebody's calling me. Please check them out. So reach out anytime, and I can't always get back to the comments because I have a semi-busy life. So I'm busy living. So, but I love you guys. I appreciate them all. I read them all. I just can't always respond to them all. So thank you for liking, watching, and sharing my videos. It means the world to me. Thank you to my clients for allowing me to share their sessions. And thank you for your patience in getting this all out. Okay, I love you all. Much love forever. Thank you.